when you have your hand, your 5 cards? What do you do?
Oof, we see a shifter right away. I think, actually, I've never thought about it. No, I think I'm just a 1x1.
A 1x1, okay,
yeah,
okay.
nothing too fancy.
You, Tom?
I can't even remember. I probably do a different thing every game, you know?
It's been a while.
Yeah, been a while.
It's different on the feature match when you have to wait for it as well.
Absolutely, but here we see a dimension shifter come down, which is obviously quite good against most decks.
Especially Runick. Is that a Pot of Desires in Runick?
Yes. Ooh, and I see double fountain, I think.
Ooh, really?
How many copies is he on?
I think he plays 2.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
semi-limited.
of course.
So.
Yeah, but now he's out of it, and that's a big trouble.
That's not, I mean, it's not so helpful on this shifter, but I don't know. I'm kind of amazed to see Pot of Desires in Runick. I suppose I didn't quite notice it on his deck list. It's not something I've seen a lot of.
And pass. Wow.
That is Tenpai combo. Shifter into pass.
Yeah. Tough.
And I mean, Jason doesn't know it, but there's, I think, literally no interaction that Candelora can have now. Because there's no fountains, so he's not going to have any spells.
And I think he's checking it. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's both fountains. And as you mentioned, now he's out of fountain for this game. Wow. I mean, at least he has this most charming, I guess, but tough times.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be enough. But Jason, you know, he's got to be careful and like respect the possibility of some interruptions.
Sure. At the same time, I mean, you're playing Tenpai.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
go for
you do your stuff, but you can't just, you know, you can't be as greedy as maybe you know you can be when your opponent has nothing. But a lot of the Runick variants, they don't play any hand traps nowadays. They just play talents or evenly matched or Dark Ruler.
At the same time, like, you have seen at these hires, where are you thinking? Like, it's definitely not that popular this weekend, right? So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what other decks kind of support it, and it's hard to say. Like, it's a card that people could include in anything. But if someone played Pot of Desires against me, I would almost discount Runick, you know? I wouldn't think, boy, that's a Runick deck.
I guess branded maybe, I mean, some kind of decks, but like, again, you also, it's definitely tough, and I think it makes a lot of sense to just push, just go for it. Like,
oh, yeah, of course.
If they got it, they got it. Otherwise, you just walk away with an easy round 1 here. So
I think Sony doesn't have any other interruptions here, and we might be saying a quick game 1.
Yeah, the thing is, the shifter actually hurts a lot, because I think he's on at least Veil or Droll, like some of these interruptions, which are pretty much useless at the moment. So
No, Candelora, I don't think he has anything. Any hand traps at all, other than the Molchami?
That might be it. And obviously his opponent doesn't know, but I think the issue is will he even know what he's up against if he just wins the game like this? So,
I mean, I guess not, but you know, it's worth it for a game 1 win.
Yeah, I'll take it. And as you can see, just pushing a bunch of damage. Definitely not the starter that Sonny wanted. Now we're gonna see the effect to just synchro. And that's it. So quick. And I mean, the end looks a little bit more playable, and we do not see the shifter. So great news on that side.
Yeah, no, I think Shifter's super annoying to White Forest, right? Because you can't send them spells and traps to the grave anymore either.
I think we start with the Sylvie right here.
That lets you add, I think, a White Forest spell or trap.
Absolutely.
Of which there's only the 1 copy, unless decided in a second.
Yeah, usually they just play the Woos, but let's see.
Yeah, he's got 1 Woes in the main deck and 1 in the side deck. Maybe for a bit of extra grind game.
But
here it is, the Upstart Goblin.
Good old Upstart.
He's my hero for playing Pot of Desires and Upstart. You know, these are some of my favorite cards. And there's a lot of decks, like nowadays, obviously you can't really afford to play it when you're running like a bunch of hand traps, because you can't, like, Upstart, it's not like you don't get to draw the card immediately until it's your turn, but if you're not running any hand traps, you can run Upstart Goblin, you know?
Absolutely. And wow, actually we are reading even the Runick cards, which might, you know, signal some trouble for Jason if he's not used to even those. And luckily for him, didn't get to play the game in game 1. Are we gonna interrupt this?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Jason's not been playing for too long.
Yeah.
I feel like these Runick cards were everywhere over the last year or two.
Yeah, I agree. And luckily for him, though, it does negate a card that might not know what it's gonna add, but yeah, it had something pretty good. I can tell you that much.
He's that old adage, you know, if you don't know what's happening, just play him.
Your strategy, it works in this time. Last time, not so much, but you know. Now, though, we see the synergy of obviously the wire Runicks, which is that most of them are just tuners, and similar to how you mentioned Naturias and you know, some of the Bestial with the Quam, those work greatly, as you can just go for some synchros and then keep on throwing cards. Are we just gonna see the second Hugin?
What level 8 synchros are there if you make the Hugin? I mean, I guess you might have to.
Yeah, they do play usually a few.
Well, I guess the White Forest synchros themselves are level 8, but can you make them without...
Ooh. And we discard a dimensional barrier, actually. Okay. That's a really bold choice, considering we are just gonna rely on a one draw, and if we whiff on the Runick card, that's a big issue.
Can you make the White Forest synchros without a White Forest tuner?
I mean, most of them are just generic.
Yeah, that's really powerful,
because
you can add a spell or trap back from your grave to your hand, right? So,
and this works. He's gonna go for the Diabell, which I'm gonna show you guys on screen right now. And yeah, this is the great synergy of the deck with playing even a lot of continuous drop cards, like the one copy of Skill Drain, which is available. You can just easily get it off the field when you need and just get it back with the synchros, which is really nice. And similar to how Snake Eye played with Skill Drain in the previous format. So
yeah, I mean, this is a very neat synergy. You can get back that Dimensional Barrier you discarded. Could you get back a Runick card maybe to draw a couple of cards? I mean, are any cards in your deck better than Dimensional Barrier? Hard to say.
Especially against Tenpai.
Yeah, exactly. He's also going to get to draw one.
And he does go for Dimensional Barrier. It is a spell, I think, that he's picked up.
It's always a Runick spell, you know. It's
is it, though?
It's never not.
It's part of Desires, actually.
It's 2 Runick spells. There you go.
Wow.
He's already got the one fountain.
Yeah, now that one fountain is in his hand, this is much better than in game 1. And yeah, this looks solid for Sonny. Gonna check what he banished.
He's played Upstart and Desire, so I feel like a Sky Striker Engage is needed to, you know,
I was
round
thinking
off
the same thing.
Round off the trio.
Although right now he wouldn't be able to use it, but fair enough. What have we picked up? Is it the second fountain, maybe? I don't know. Because that would be a Runick spell. Not quite what you were looking for, but technically. Gotta make some precise wishes, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, any Runick card would be so strong here.
Yeah, he's got the empty extra monster zones. He can activate any of them. He's making us wait. His dramatic effect.
Okay. We're gonna have to wait and see.
Oh, we can summon this from the graveyard.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Sylvie once again, and yeah, it did pick up the Freezing Curses, which probably he didn't use, I guess.
And we can check his graveyard, right? He's not shoveled anything back yet,
so it would be Freezing Curse, Slumber, and yeah, and it was the Flashing Fire. So great pickup, and this is devastating. This is obviously the strength of Runick that we have witnessed event after event.
I mean, it's the strength that it's the joy of the Runick deck, isn't it? Like, this is the drawing cards is the most fun thing to do in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this lets you draw and draw and draw.
And here's another Upstart.
See, that's why Upstart's the most fun. You know, you just get to draw.
Count me in. And now we have access to yet another level 8 synchro.
No way can you use this again.
Ooh, also the talent being drawn by Sonny.
I think we just take a look at the end, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You can only use each of its effects once per turn.
But we are actually chaining a Magnamut now. Okay.
Which I think he could have activated on
wasn't
the
it just
Sylvie.
better on the Sylvie?
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe he was just kind of holding it to the end phase so it survived. I don't know. He's got the Diabell effect.
Yeah. Which allows him to just special summon a tuner from anywhere, pretty much. A tuner synchro, you know. And he's gonna special summon one from his extra deck just by sending the talent that was gonna get to the graveyard anyway.
Oh, that's very neat.
And now the Magnamut should resolve, and then no.
It doesn't negate anything.
Yeah,
does it?
exactly. The Magnamut would have resolved, right? Yeah, okay. Fuck.
I mean, he could take
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Magnamut, that'd be fun. But he's looked at the hand, so I suppose he chose to look at the hand when he activated it.
No. The Magnamut was resolving, and now we can get rid of one of the remaining cards. Yeah, should be the spell. It is.
And then what's this level 2 synchro?
The Zapper Shrimp.
Yeah, the
Zapper
shrimp.
shrimp?
The shrimp.
Yeah.
That shrimp. There he is.
Well, I think the relevant effect in this moment, if during your opponent's main phase, basically you can synchro summon using this. It's like a formula synchro, basically.
That is super cool. I did love Formula Synchron back in the day. Drawing more cards.
Only the Briar is missing.
So, I mean, without Baron de Floor, we're not looking at any snazzy level 10 synchros, are we?
Usually you can go, depending on the matchup, for the Warsaw line, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. It's very powerful in
Yeah.
Runick's especially because it's very easy to banish a couple of cards to trigger its effect. It's not quite the same as Baron, is it?
No, but it can even be better at times, so take it.
The White Forest deck just keeps going. So you can special summon this one, I believe, by...
Yeah, just like the others by getting rid of, yeah.
I think this one you just have to control a White Forest monster, and then you can send a spell trap from your hand or field, I guess, to the graveyard to draw a card. Very good for a fountain that's already been used this turn, and then you can get it back to your hand, maybe, or add another one.
I think he already committed to the Gary, most likely, so I'm not sure if he's playing more, but yeah. Seems like we are done, and we don't end with a fountain on the field, which is a bit odd, but I guess we prioritize just going into another synchro, and this time around we are getting a search in the end phase, right? So just checking the graveyard's effect. He still could have used the Rusha, but like you need to send back a synchro to the extra deck, so probably not that interested in that. And we do have the Formula Synchron-like effect from the Shrimp, of course.
And what do you think Magnamut can add? Maybe a copy of Genroku if he runs 2? Nice to start with that on the field.
That could be okay. Yeah. You can also get a Druid Swarm if you just want to try and push through more first. But yeah, you just have a lot of options and makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite intimidating when the only card left in his hand is another Genroku. Really not so much, but he's going to start his turn with 3 monsters, which is quite impressive. His sort of turn 0. Oh, okay, only 2 monsters. Not going to go for the... Oh, wait, that is Padra, right? So he's not... What's the one that summons from the grave called?
Phaedra?
That's Phaedra?
Phaedra with the...
Phaedra,
think,
okay, yeah.
Phaedra, yeah. And now we draw for turn, and let's see if we will be able to break this field from Sonny and claim a chew of victory.
Having a good read of the Shrimp. You don't want to lose unexpectedly. Some sneaky Shrimp plays. Not every day you see two like synchro decks battling it off. But we know there's a dimensional barrier, so I guess he has to make sure to do all of his synchro summoning before flipping the dimensional barrier.
Yeah, and indeed here it goes for a sync summoning using the Shrimps effect, going for the Changing. Here it comes.
Yeah, as expected. This can be extremely annoying, as we mentioned, because not only do you get rid against Tenpai of threat on the field, and wow, we do have the Cosmic, which is great synergy in this sense.
Yeah, you get to banish a couple more cards.
Yep. And again, getting rid of the Roku in the grave is also quite relevant for the Fadra that we were mentioning. And it's also quite tough to get rid of it, because it has, you know, the built-in protection effect. So let's see. Pressure is back on Jason, who at least can claim that he has 3,000 life point gap advantage.
It's going to stay for a while, right? Because Sonny's skipped his battle phase, at least the next one.
And yeah, he knew about this as he saw the end with talent the previous turn.
And we're going to see the effect of the limitation. Sangan summoning here, you can't go and search another copy, you got to pick something else. I guess Sangan Kaiman is a perfectly good card to search in this situation.
It is pretty good. You can see him debating a bit.
Shenging's attack reduction effect is going to put in a bit of value as well, isn't it? It's quite a few banished cards already.
Ooh, there was the skill drain
There
as
is
well.
the skill drain.
Wow, okay. I guess this, I mean, because like the deep barrier, I mean, of course, like was something to navigate through, but like the skill drain, I think may seal this game, because, you know, of course, Oni cannot enter battle phase the next turn, but with the skill drain being on the field, it's going to be very difficult for Jason.
Yeah, it's not necessarily over by itself, but definitely is quite strong. Makes me wonder whether he drew this with the last White Forest card, because otherwise I would have 100% preferred to keep the Fountain there rather than, you know, just try and fish for one, because like it's still an a weird spot here, because we are out of fountains, but now my opponent can still go for the Erratic Sphere, which even under skill drain is actually quite good.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, like, what do you do now you've played the skill drain? I don't know how many resources he has from his grave. You can re-summon the White Forest monsters, right?
Yeah, some of them, but like for some of them you actually need the, as you can see.
Maybe this will just be enough, right?
Possibly.
Like he's only got the one bounce, so he's going to be able to summon multiple synchros. And you can just get the skill drain off the field whenever you feel like, I guess, with your White Forest effects. But yeah, it does feel weird to have chucked the Fountain.
Now we draw for turn, and again we have to keep in mind this bounce effect, which can get rid of this Warsaw synchro, but interesting spot. And now there is a 4K gap.
Keeps getting bigger.
Yeah. Courtesy of Upster. Okay, we do have a Runick spell, but no Fountain, and I'm pretty sure you can't even use that.
Yeah, I don't think this
with
works
the skill drain, so you need to summon.
But then the more Runick spells you use, the harder it is to get that kind of Fountain plus spell chain rolling
it's
again.
pretty much done. Like
it's done.
Yeah, no, because unless you got rid of the skill drain first, like how are you gonna get the other one with the skill drain face up?
Yeah, exactly.
And here comes the Yugen, but
I mean, he's got the, is it Malfi? Elzet of the White Forest in his hand, so he could use that to just send the skill drain if he didn't want it anymore.
Yeah,
but he's decided to hang on to it.
I think he's out of Gary as well. Like that should be in the graveyard, so he can't even get the other Fountain back for free. So he would need to first clear the skill drain and then probably make another synchro. and get back the fountain that way, but like now he's even out of runic spells, so it's an interesting spot. As you can see, just gonna try and grind it out a little bit. Well,
I mean, he's always got that dimensional barrier as well, so he's got quite a few turns of protection against Jason. But the Tenpai monsters, like, by themselves are nothing to sniff at if the skill drain somehow leaves the field, which is possible. Because if you don't threaten the seal, then it can just bounce the skill drain in the end phase. And then Jason will have a turn of no skill drains.
Yeah, that's what it does. I think it makes sense.
This is, you know, one of the most powerful interaction of the deck. Even though you only run one skill drain, you can easily just go on and off mode, we could say. Just get rid of it, and whenever you want, just grab it back and use it on your opponent's turn. And that's really strong.
Does he get to draw?
Seems like he's a bit unsure what to go for, and
I feel like that was like Rusia effect he just activated, no?
we are going actually for an SP. Okay.
I guess the SP sort of has another combo again with the Sheng Ying. So you banish something from your opponent's graveyard and then you're going to activate the Sheng Ying. So I guess the seal is going to have to do something now. Quite a lot of effort to force out the seal when you don't have a battle phase, isn't it? It feels extremely inefficient.
And this is what's happening right here. There might have been a little bit of a communication issue going on, whether he wanted to chain the... But yeah, it seems like he's gonna just do it now. Which is definitely a lot worse than before, because now we can just SP, right?
Yeah.
So to prevent, exactly. That makes a lot of sense to me. So both are gone. He's thinking whether he wants to spin that back or the face down.
A seal has to return face up, I think. But he's still... Oh, is he going to get that banish? Is this how it's going to work? So Shen Ying was chain link 1.
Then there's SP banishing the Sheng Ying.
Yeah, but I think if the seal gets banished... no, it should still act. Wait, no, because you go Sheng Ying, chain link 1, right? And then seal, chain link 2. Then in the same chain, the Sheng Ying can banish the seal. And then the seal will be banished by the time it wants to activate. It can be a little bit vulnerable, the seal, sometimes, to things like getting banished with a Bestial. It's always just a good trick to keep in mind, is that if your opponent uses seal, and you can chain a Bestial to banish it, then by the time it wants to activate, because it's just been tributed, it won't be in the graveyard anymore. I'm not sure if Sheng Ying actually does end up banishing anything, because there's nothing on the field.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
So quite a lot of layers going on to this interaction.
So I'm pretty sure it says, yeah, 1 card each. So it could be an effect similar to that of Trishula, like back in the day. I was thinking whether you don't actually resolve.
Which Trishula are you thinking of? Because, you know, the original Trishula
Nah.
can up to 1 card each.
There is only one Trishula in my art.
Yeah, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. That is that's the one Trishula.
It's a little bit blue, but not quite the Link tone. Yeah. And okay, after this quite intricate chain link, seems like we are done, and this is not that impressive actually from Sonny. We started the turn with like a skill drain and a lot of monsters after, you know, a wild series of wild Runick plays, and now we're back in not the greatest spot.
Oh, wait, wait a second. Doesn't the Sheng Ying reduce the attack?
I would say so.
Oh, no, it gains, and your opponent's monsters lose attack,
100.
right?
Yeah.
For each banish
You're
card.
right.
Yeah, there's a ton of
Secret
banish cards.
effect.
Yeah.
Secret effect.
Oh, it's not. See, it's massive. You come on, you remember it once when you play it and the card's got like 10,000 attack points or something. But it's not the end of the world, is it, with Tenpai? Because your monster's just not destroyed, because it can't be destroyed by battle. He's going to take quite a lot of battle damage. Game. He was not intimidated.
Not at all, and he starts things off with a Runick tip, which I think is the start you want really to see as first card.
And first of the match, by the way, so...
Yeah.
Okay, that might be a one-off.
Yeah,
is he only playing one?
Yeah, he's one-off. Yeah.
Oof, what a snipe.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
That's devastating, and there's
That's
no way to
actually
get that
crazy.
back.
That's a crazy snipe.
That's like the ideal start, you know, right? Both starting with the tip and...
That's actually, yeah, insanely good.
1 out of 35, I guess. I don't know. You are the mathematician.
It's 1 out of $40, right? Because
yeah,
the
I mean,
card could have been in his hand as well.
Oh yeah, right. So it's what, like
1 out of 40.
impossible, like to punish it.
You did it. You got to banish something, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, this looks like the best opener we have seen yet from Sonny. So Jason probably thinking back to the decision of you know, letting him start, but it makes sense for Tenpai. So
I mean, you have to know with Tenpai, like it's part and parcel of the game. If you let your opponent go first, they're going to get to do all of their tricks and traps that they've got prepared for you. And you've got to, like, I guess if you're playing Tenpai all day, every day, letting your opponent go first, you've just got to be open to it. I don't know how to say it. Like, it's just a part of it. I've never been able to go to a tournament and like commit to going second for the whole tournament.
I did, actually. Yeah, back in Spiral Day. And yeah, I actually do enjoy it, but obviously I always go second. So
it's one of those things where, like, you know, you think it looks like cool, and then when you try and do it yourself, and your opponent just kind of combos off, and you sit there and you think, well,
it can be a disaster.
What have I done to myself? Why did I do this?
And this might be one of those moments, I'm not gonna lie. Because look at this. Yeah, crazy start. Yeah, just discussing what happened there, but we are even able to get to that second fountain. No risk of banishing you with Desires. And yeah, by far the best start we have seen all match from Sonny.
Yeah, I mean, somehow, from starting with 5 cards, he's still got 5 cards, but he's also got 5 cards on the field.
He might even have 6. But yeah, it's like actually that crazy. Yeah. And now we can go for either the coral. Yeah, makes sense. The best way here would be to have another White Forest, I guess, to go into the Synchro and recover a spell and trap, because otherwise you're kind of wasting one.
Well, most of the White Forests are tuners, aren't they? So maybe this is indicating that he's going to play a Runick spell.
Yeah. The decision again here is whether you want to get rid of the fountain first. Yeah, it makes sense, because then you go into the Gary and you just make a lot of, you know, advantage. But no, seems like he's just committing to it.
Oh, is LZ not a tuner? I thought they were all tuners, but it might be my mistake. No. Not a tuner. Okay.
And yeah, it seems like he's gonna draw a card, and then is he using the effect of Diabell right here?
Yeah, he does.
He does. I guess acting as a pseudo Gary, recovering that fountain. And if you change the fountain, you can actually still use the effect. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And there we go again for that part of Desires. Again, this time much safer. Fountains are both between field and end. And obviously we really want to find some of those trap cards from the side deck. Skill drain, most importantly.
I think he's going for most cards drawn on a feature match. He's drawn 2 with Desires every game, now like hundreds with Fountain already.
Ooh, but seems like that might be it with just 1 face down. Is that it? No.
He's just thinking about his face downs. So one of them we know to be Woes of the White Forest.
Yeah.
Which can help you synchro summon on
At
your
the same
opponent's
time,
turn.
I don't think it's relevant in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think he gave away a big tell by just setting one and then riding the life points and then setting the other one. I'm pretty sure the one close to Fountain would be the one you want to hit with the MSD, but I mean, I don't think we are using Cosmic in the deck from Jason. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think I've seen it. So.
It is a very powerful card against Runick, and I guess most of the time, maybe you do it well enough, Marcello, he gets you, think, I've got a Cosmic that one, and then he just looks at you and says, yeah, I've still got my Fountain, you know?
Absolutely. But we do see
point.
the second Magnamut from Jason, so that's a really sick card in general, as it is limited, for a reason, but especially in Tenpai, it gets access to your engine, so very fortunate pickup, but we used the Freezing Curse, which I don't actually remember if it was used, but I'm gonna assume it wasn't. So,
and he hasn't actually used that Fountain this turn, so I guess if he wants to draw one now, he can.
Don't really see a reason why you wouldn't. So.
Yeah, might as well get the draw in now, but maybe he's... Oh, he's going to do a
there's
Smiting Storm as well.
Yeah, just gonna banish another card, I guess, or if he wants, he can special summon one. Does he want to get just ahead in life? He might, and yeah, that is the decision. Just as, you know,
why not?
Warrant for this match, he's just gonna gain this 1,000 life points. There are 9 minutes remaining, which is honestly should be enough to get another turn, but without a battle phase, I think this might actually be quite relevant. And yeah, as you can see, he's gonna gain some life points.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite important, isn't it? Because, as you say, he might get another turn, or most likely will get another turn. But, you know, he's playing Runick, so he's given up his battle phase on the next turn anyway, so he would need some other way to... Is he still going?
No, I think in the draw phase, we're just using tip. The first one was insane, getting rid of the only copy. Let's see the second one.
Why do you think he's going for the tip now?
I guess he wants to... I don't know, because he's going for this... That card is a good one. That could be a reason, like if he wants to play around Regeki and Darko, he's searching now for the Slumber, which you couldn't be able to chain, I guess, to just protect your synchro. That's probably the main reason why, but yeah. Because he has locked, which obviously the play to gain life points was good, but you gave up on the Yugin protection effect, which I think is very risky against, you know, Lightning Storm and a lot of the cards that you would expect. So it's a bold move from Sonny.
Yeah, I mean, you know there's no Lightning Storm because your opponent's already committed to a Magnamut on the field. So I suppose that Harpy's Feather Duster might be weighing on your mind, though, for sure. And he's thinking about activating a spell card.
I saw from Sonya Cosmic Secular Rebel. We don't know the last one.
Oh, the Cosmic Cyclone will put him back down to back down to 8,000. Here comes Dora Dora, the cutest addition.
Another of the one-offs in the deck.
Works very well with Genroku, making up for the loss of the normal summon. You can just add the Genroku to your hand, and then that will special summon itself and tribute itself to have access to any more of your Tenpai monsters. What's he hovering over here? I kind of want it to be Mind Crush.
There can be only
that's
one.
much less fun.
Wow. We saw Skill Drain in the previous one, and this might just be even better. Brutal opener by Sonny.
Wow.
This is so mean, right? What can you do? All of your monsters are dragons. Can't synchro summon anything. You probably can't even get... Yeah, you can't even get 2 monsters on the field anymore.
And the thing is, Jason has he doesn't play Cosmic Cyclone, we said. He has Lightning Storm, and
Yeah,
that's it.
which is going back to that play for gaining life points. I think it was even riskier considering that there can be. I think this might as well have been checkmated if he kept that, but I guess with, yeah, still ended up working out. And now we are using the Slumber. No, I don't know why he's getting it off the field. Yeah.
I don't think Jason's seen the Runick
No.
cards before.
That
so
would be.
he just sees his card being targeted, and he's like, "Oh, okay. I guess it's been destroyed." You're like, no,
It's actually beneficial for you, Jason. So. Oof, and we see
the Feather
that
Duster is gone.
this Runick's putting in some work. And yeah, this is great. And now time is relevant because 5 minutes are left. Sonny is ahead in all aspects, honestly.
Life points, cards. I don't know. Jason might have more cards in deck, which can be relevant. You know, some Runick.
But does he though? Because like he has managed a few of his own. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
mean,
be close.
there's 10 with the desires, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And I think it just passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wow, another tip. And yeah, I mean, once we have seen this plenty of times. Once you get through this and they don't out whatever you put up with Runick, the advantage just becomes ridiculous. And this is gonna be pretty easy for Sonny. Actually, just going for a draw 1 here, which tells you enough.
I think he has them already. I mean, I think he has what, 8 cards, 9 cards?
Yeah, maybe just his deck out time, you know?
Could be. And yeah, we're just gonna change fountains here and still potentially can activate the 3rd later on by recovering it with Gary. So
Smiting Storm for 1.
are we really just gonna draw 1 again?
No, just a banished 1, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, we are.
Oh,
Just literally for 1. Wow.
what's in his hand?
Is that it? Wow. I mean, we thought we were going to actually draw like 6 cards this turn. Apparently not. But we're going to gain life points.
We are going to gain life points.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if Jason gets through like a kind of full battle phase, I don't think the 3,000 life points is much more relevant than 1,000 life points. But it matters for things like Cosmic Cyclone and Skill Drain and so on. So might come up.
With the Arpus Feather Duster being gone,
Yeah, that will be a tough one. And yeah, we are actually going for the deck out, I guess. Because we are chaining the destruction just to get rid of some cards.
Well, I guess you might as well. Like sometimes it can be a little frustrating. Is that the other Lightning Storm
Yeah.
now?
yeah. So he's basically left with 1 Lightning Storm in the deck.
But he's got a card on the field, so he's never going to be able to activate the Lightning Storm either.
I mean, if he gets another Bestial, he can, because he can just tribute set it, and then that could be a way to win the game. But yeah, I guess Sonny has probably entered Runick stun mode right now. He's just like, I don't need to win, I just need to keep you from winning, and we will be good. And yeah, he's just going for the deck out.
Goodbye, Shifter.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like that's a risk he is going to be facing, and that might be it, because 2 minutes remain and Sonny just has so much advantage and keeps on gaining life points.
Yeah, looks like Jason's passed again for another 1,000 life points.
Okay, now we start things off by special summoning a Wet Forest.
I guess they're just confirming all the different
Yeah.
types.
Yeah,
I don't know what types. I thought the White Forest was spellcasters. Maybe one of them's. Maybe the Synchro's not a spellcaster, maybe?
This is the Rusha, I think. Yeah, should be.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, the synchro is an illusion. And the Munin is a fairy.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, we are gonna banish, yeah, more cars off the top of Jason's stack.
Do you reckon he's actually going to get to deck him out?
He might. Not that difficult at this point.
Yeah,